um dos nossos amigos deixa na reta. Aí nós temos que matar ele. Pior coisa, viado.
Oh, let's talk about the rules of the favela.
Few rules that come to my mind. Some people don't want to be filmed. Some people here can't be filmed because they are gangsters. They are wanted by the police.
כמו שאתם רואים, אפשר לראות את כל ריו. דרך שם, יש שם את אימפנמה, האזור המרכזי, יש שם כל מיני אזורים אחרים. האם יש קורבנות שהרגת? הוא שכח לספור כנראה.
E o único que foi na história mesmo que eu matei um professor. Era estuprador. E todo mundo conhecia ele, era querido.
היום אנחנו נמצאים באחת החברות הכי מפורסמות בריו דה ז'נרו, רוסיניה, והיום אנחנו הולכים לקחת מוטו טקסי. הדרך היחידה לעלות למעלה זה דרך מוטו, וזה הדרך התחבורה שדרכה עולים איתה למעלה. אנחנו הולכים לעלות לפסגה הכי גבוהה למעלה, ואנחנו הולכים לרדת עד למטה, להראות לכם בדיוק איך כל החיים פה עוברים. אנחנו הולכים לעשות אינטרוויוז עם אנשים, רעיונות עם אנשים. אנחנו הולכים לפגוש גם כמה סוחרי סמים וכמה חברי כנופיה היום, שבעצם יראו לנו ויסבירו לנו איך החיים שלהם עובדים. ואנחנו נראה לכם בדיוק איך החיים נראים בפאבלה עצמה, איך הסמטאות נראות, איך הרחובות נראות. ובעצם גם נראה לכם איך באמת נראים החיים, לא דרך איזשהו מדריך תיירותי כזה שיראה לכם דברים תיירותיים. אנחנו יכולים לראות באמת איך החיים נראים בפאבלה. ועכשיו אנחנו נלך, יש בכל אזור תחנות של אופנועים כאלה, שהם כאילו מוטו טקסי, שדרכם אנחנו בעצם עולים עד למעלה, או עד איפה שאנחנו רוצים. ואנחנו נתחיל מהכי למעלה, אז בואו נתפוס איזה אופנוע ונלך איתו. נעלה על אחד האופנועים, מצאנו אחד. עכשיו אנחנו מתחילים בעצם לעלות למעלה, עכשיו אני אראה לכם גם את הדרך. כמו שאתם רואים, הפאבלה בעצם בנויה כמו מין גיבה כזאת, הפאבלה בעצם נבנתה בית על בית. מה זאת אומרת? בתחילת שנות ה-50 לא היה כסף להרבה אנשים לקנות בתים, מה שהם עשו, הם פשוט התחילו לקנות לבד בתים, והם בעצם בנו בית על בית. בגלל זה הפאבלות נמצאות כאילו על גבעה ממש גבוהה. אז הם בנו עד היום שאנחנו בנויים בעצם כבר על הטופ של ההר. עכשיו אני אראה לכם גם קצת. כמו שגם אפשר לשים לב, בכל אזור בגבעה יש תחנה של אופנועים. כמו שאמרתי לפני, זה הדרך הכי מועילה פה והכי שימושית פה לעלות לגבעות למעלה. ויש גם דרך לעלות עם ון, משלמים בערך 3-4 ריאל, שזה כמה שקלים, ואז אתם בעצם יכולים לעלות למעלה אם אתם באים עם תרמילים וכאלה, אז זה יותר קשה. זה בלתי אפשרי לעלות עם אופנוע שאתם עם תרמילים. אז יש את הוון הזה נגיד, כמו שאתם רואים, שהם פשוט, אם יש להם תרמילים, אז הם יכולים דרך זה לעלות בעצם. So like right now we're at the start of like that highest top of the favela.
Yes, right now we are actually, this is the beginning of the jungle. This is basically the end of the favela, and here is like a point where the local people go. There's some natural water flow coming where the people go and fill up their bottles, right? Their bottles. They fill up their bottles, and they go here actually a few times per week. And also this pathway where we're at right now is also used like a route of exit for the bandits, the gangsters here in the favela, when there's like a police operation coming, because we're on a hill. The hill has two sides, and from each side the police is coming. So the road through the jungle is the only way for the guys to get away from the police and to escape.
So you said that you also saw like 50 policemen like with guns going to this.
No, it was 50 bandits, because sometimes when there's a police operation happening here, then the highest guys, they don't want to take a risk, and they get out for a few hours and then they hide here in the jungle. And I already saw it from my house. The guys passing by, 50 guys with guns with the chef at 4 o'clock in the morning. And when this is happening, there are also some guys that are like securing all this way up to this jungle, and they look if there's no police, so that the guy can get down in the jungle and stay there for some time until the police is away. But if there's a big police operation, they send like helicopters, they send police here into the jungle.
Okay, so now where are we gonna head?
Actually, first of all, I want to show you that this water here is actually drinkable. So I think it's a good idea. I fill up this bottle on this hot day, and we have a drink.
אז עכשיו הוא הולך למלא את המים, כי הוא אמר שזה בעצם מים שאפשר לשתות בעצם. אז עכשיו ימלא את זה. Is it cold or like?
It's cold, bro. It's like not like very cold, but it's much cooler than the sun. And I think it tastes like bottled water.
This is like Favela water. It's like amazing. But like, where does like come from? Like,
Well, it comes from the mountains because they are like waterfalls, you know. And from these waterfalls, the water gets passed down, and there are some like a place where the water gets held, like in a plastic can, you know what I mean. And then they build these pipes through the mountains so that the water can come out here. And at first it was used just that the water has a point to get out, you know. It wasn't planned that the people come here and drink the water, but it's drinkable. And the people here, they don't have much money, so they like to save money with this kind of things, you know.
yeah, so it's like people like build it or just like naturally just came like right here?
Yeah, it comes from a waterfall. And when the people discovered that, they used the opportunity to build like the system so the water comes through these pipes. Maybe it's good to show this. When the water gets down here, then it gets dirty because of the earth. And if you go until here, this is where the water ends. This water is not more drinkable because it already gone through earth and all these things. Yes.
הקיר הזה והעצים האחוריי שאתם רואים, וכל האזור הזה פה למטה, כמו שאתם יכולים לראות, כל האזור הזה לפני 30 שנה זה היה בתים. כל זה היה פה בתים, מלמעלה עד למטה. בגלל שהיה במשך חודש שלם, היה גשם ממש 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 חזק, אז כבר הבתים לא היה תמיכה כבר. אז כל הבתים פה, היה פה ממש בתים, אשכרה. כל זה, כל הצמחייה הזאת, הם פשוט כולם קרסו, וממש מאחורה יש את הבתים האלה, לפי מה שהבנתי, הממשלה הכריזה סופית שהבתים האלה הולכים גם לקרוס. כי עוד מעט יהיה פה עוד פעם מכה של גשם, של איזה חודש שלם גשם כבד, וגם הבתים האלה הולכים לקרוס. אז הם הציעו לאזרחים שגרים שם, הם הציעו להם סכום כסף מסוים, כדי שהם יעזבו את הבתים שלהם, אמרו להם תעזבו את הבתים. אבל כל האזרחים פה בעצם לא הסכימו, כי הכסף הזה לא מספיק בשביל לקנות להם בתים וכאלה. אז פשוט החליטו כאילו, פאק איט, אנחנו נשארים פה, מה שיהיה יהיה. שזה מטורף. זה מטורף לדעת עם יום אחד, כאילו באמת אשכרה. כל החלק הזה גם יקרוס. עכשיו אנחנו נמשיך יותר למטה, אנחנו נלך עכשיו לבית של דניאל. דניאל זה הבנדין שראיתי מקודם, הגרמני, שעבר לגור פה לפני כמה שנים. אז עכשיו אנחנו נרד למטה, ואנחנו נתחיל לראות כמה שיותר איך החיים נראים בעצם מלמטה. אז כמו שאתם יכולים לראות את הנוף מאחוריי, זה בעצם הנקודה הראשונה שאתם הולכים אליו, בדרך כלל שאתם, אם תלכו לסיורים וכאלה, זו הנקודה הראשונה שבעצם הולכים אליה. נקודה מאוד קטנה, ראשונה בעצם, אם תיקחו עם מוטורבייס, בדרך כלל הם יעצרו פה. כמו שאתם רואים, אפשר לראות את כל בריו, דרך שם, יש שם את אימפנמה, האזור המרכזי, יש שם גם אזורים אחרים. כמו שאתם יכולים לראות למטה, יש שם מגרש בצבע כחול כתום כזה, שהמגרש הזה זה המגרש הכי מפורסם שיש בריו דה ז'נרו. מגיעים לשם בדרך כלל איזה 20,000 שחקנים מכל האזור, מכל היבשת עד אמריקה הצפונית, אפילו ארצות הברית גם. וכן, זה המגרש הכי מפורסם, שם מתאמנים רוב השחקנים שנמצאים פה בריו דה ז'נרו. Okay, so what can you tell us about the view and the infrastructure here in the favela?
So the place that we came, that's like a public place where the people meet and smoke because they want to enjoy the viewing point and the view of the sea, the view of total Rio de Janeiro. And if you have a look up here, there you can see that electricity here in the favela it's a big topic. The electricity, the people that live in the favela, they don't pay electricity. It gets stolen from the city of Rio de Janeiro. So, and because how are the cables? How they put the cables, it's like in the sun, you know. And also the generators, which mean in the summertime, a lot of times the cables get burned, the generators gets burned, which means in the summer there's like it happens more often that there's like an outage of energy. So, and if we have a quick look here, this is one of the trash places where the people put their trash from their houses, and the trash gets actually picked up a few times in the week. But how you can imagine, in Rocinha living 200,000 people, there's a lot of trash. So they get emptied in like 1 or 2 days after. They are full, and there are some places where the trash gets emptied more often, and there are places where it's less happening. Here's a point where it's accessible, so that's why it gets emptied more often. But there are places which are more difficult to access, and because of that, there the trash stays for more time than it stays here.
טוב, אז הבניין שם מאחוריי עכשיו זה בעצם בית חולים, וזה בעצם הבית חולים היחיד שיש בפאבלה. בכל שאר הפאבלות אין שום בית חולים. הבית חולים הזה הוא בחינם לגמרי. בכל ברזיל, כל הרפואה הציבורית, כל הרופאים הציבוריים יותר, זה הכל בחינם לכל ברזיל. פשוט בפאבלה אין כל כך בתי חולים, וברוסיניה זה הפאבלה היחידה שיש לה בית חולים בעצם. אם אתם רוצים רפואה פרטית יותר, רופאים פרטיים, זה כמובן יעלה כסף, אבל אם זה כל מה שקשור ל-public health, אז זה בחינם, ופה ביחידים שיש להם משלהם. So how's the daily life here for the people in the favela?
So here we are like at the top of the main street, and like you see, here are like very different shops, like a place to get ice cream, a place to get like small parts for mechanics, like a drogeria. So in the favela, at the end of the day, the people don't need to leave the favela. Basically, everything they need, they can buy inside the favela. There's a pharmacy, there's like an ATM where they can get cash. And like you see, if you film, there's also a lot of traffic here. A lot of coming up, going down with the motorbikes, because like we already said, motorbike is the most common form to get around the favela.
So also, what's like the average salary here in the favela?
And the average salary, to be honest with you, the minimum salary in Brazil per month is 1,430 reals. So this is around 220 euros per month. So you have to think, the rent prices, they start around like 60-70 euros, and there are also apartments until 500-600 euros of rent every month. So this place here get dropped off all the construction material for the houses that are in the streets, because the cars that take the construction material, they are not able to reach the point where the houses are. So they are like these guys, and they get paid to carry. For every bag of cement that they carry, for every stone that they carry, there's a fixed price that they get. For example, one real for each of these red stones, you know what I mean? And so this is their daily work. You see all these white bags. They put it on their backs and then go up the hill to build the houses in the streets, you know? So this is their job, just to carry the things to build a house.
Do they know where they need to go to, or they just like go?
No, they know where to go to, and it's like a process of a few days. They go back, they go down, they go up, they go down, they go up, you know what I mean? So this is like their daily work.
And they work all day from morning to night?
Yes, sometimes they get paid a little bit more, and they work until the night, because in the night it's also a little bit cooler, you know? So let's get going. I came from Germany, yes, and there are not just Brazilian people here. I know some people from France, Italy, Spain, United States. So here in Rocinha there's also some people that are living here from other countries.
And how do they treat you guys? They treat you as like gringos, or they treat you like as a locals?
To be honest, there are some people that treat you like a local, and there are some people that treat you like a gringo, you know what I mean? The people that know you, they will treat you like their friend, you will be very welcomed. But there's still some people that see, okay, I'm blonde, I'm from Germany, I'm not Brazilian, and they still will make the gringo tax, you know what I mean?
Yeah, gringo tax, which you pay probably like double the price, or like even triple the price.
This is one thing that happens with frequency. So, if you have a look at this,
what are they doing?
They, like in the favela, it's like this. You buy your house, and if you buy a house, you can sell the right to somebody else that he is able to build on your roof. So, in this case, the guys, I think this will be like a parking station where the people can leave their motors and their cars, and at the moment they are like building the top floor, you know what I mean? And this is like a typical process. There we see the white bags of these are the same white bags that the guys were carrying with the cement, you know what I mean?
So they carry it all the way to here?
No, in this case, the street is able to, the truck is able to stay in the street and offload it in the street. It's just these people are carrying up there because they are literally streets you can't access with motorbike, you can't access with car, you can't access with truck, only by feet.
So they're like building houses on houses from the 1950s.
Yes, because of course sometimes they destroy the houses, they build completely new houses, but at the end of the day, how you've been showing to the people, there's no more space to go left and right. There's only space to go up. So that's why the people are building up. But there's a new rule from the government. You can only do 5 floors. After 5 floors, it's finished. They will destroy it because there happen a few cases where the house break down, you know, and to prevent this, they try that the buildings have a maximum size of 5 stories, you know, 5.
Yeah. 5 floors. So how's life been here for you?
Sometimes it's chaotic, sometimes it's very chill. It depends on the day, you know, because at the end of the day here in Rocinha, every day is happening something, you know. So it's different. I've been in many places in the world, and I think I didn't have found a place in the world that is like Rocinha, you know, because like I said earlier, the place has its own rules, its own stories.
And you see a lot of like police here going around saying everything is alright?
Yes, like here on the main street where we're at right now, the police, they go here, they go up and down the hill every day. But if you go into the side streets, there's where the crime is happening, you know, and the streets where the police can't access with the cars, they don't go in there, you know, because at the end of the day, what happens if you go into the side streets? The gangster, the bandits will know before the police is even arriving, and maybe they will start to shoot, you know. And in a place like Rocinha where there are many tourists, the police don't want to risk it that somebody gets shot.
Okay, so there's really been peaceful time since you arrived.
Rocinha, in total, with Rocinha, Zela and Vigigal are 2 places that are very peaceful, you know what I mean? But we have to say, this is because of the tourists. The tourists prevent the police and the gangs for doing so crazy shootings here, you know what I mean? Because the tourism gets a lot of money into the favela and gets a lot of money to Rio de Janeiro. So that's why it's like in a peaceful situation.
Mostly because of the tourists, they stay out of here. The police.
No, the police comes in, but it's like a peaceful co-living, you know what I mean? The police knows where the gangsters at, the gangsters know where the police at, and everybody and the police pretend we don't see the gangsters, and the gangsters, okay, we don't see the police. And to be honest, there's also a lot of corruption, and I know from some insider information that there are also many of the police that are like stationed in or around Rocinha. They get some payment from the local gangs, you know. So in this case, you can imagine if the police has no, it's crazy here. People carrying a big PlayStation controller on the motorbike. No,
people will carry like everything on the motorbike.
Everything. Just to talk about the motorbikes, people will carry everything on motorbikes. Their whole family, 4 persons, everything is carried on the motorbike. So here it's like, for me it's necessary. I can't live without a motorbike, because imagine you don't have motorbike, and every time you go, you have to pay 5 reals for the motor taxi, or you have to go with the van, which is also, I think it's in this case it's 2 reals and 50 cents. Like these buses.
There's a lot of buses coming here too, or just motorbikes? That's the most like transportation like vehicle.
Yeah, like motor taxis, motorbikes. In this favela alone, we have 1,000 motor taxis. So there are 1,000 people working, not at the same time, but in general there are 1,000 motor taxis working with transporting the people. And then there are like the small van buses, and there are like the big buses from the transportation system of Rio de Janeiro, because there are some buses that go from Copacabana, Vigigal, and they also stop here, you know, then they go up, go down the other side again, and that's it. So, at the end of the day, the people, they always find a way to get around in the favela.
And how did you get used to like the roads being like this, you know, because it's going up, so up, like, you know, and when it goes down, it goes like straight down. It's like very fast, and like you have to also use a lot of strength when you have to go up. And they're used to it because they like doing it since they were kids. And you came here like 6 months ago. So how you get used to all these roads?
To be honest with you, it's just a question of time, because the first few weeks I was very insecure, like riding these hills. But you have to imagine, if you're here every day and you go down the hill, you go up and down the hill every day, like 3, 4, 5 times. If you make the calculation, after half a year, which is like 180 days, honestly, I got up and down this hill at least 1,000 times already. So after 1,000 times, you get used to it. But it takes training, you know, because the people here are crazy, bro. They go down, they don't look left and right. So the traffic here, it's special. It's also different than total Rio de Janeiro.
Also, once they go down, most of them, they just like, they speed it up. Like they don't even like use their brakes and all of that. They just speed it up when they go down, which is already like fast when you go down, you know. They are like crazy when it comes to like...
So in this case, it's important that your brakes from your motorbike always are in the newest state, because at the end of the day, if your brakes don't work here, you will have a big problem.
איך החיים פה בפאבלה?
É bom, né? Dá pra trabalhar, dá pra fazer várias coisas, dá pra arranjar emprego por aqui, curtir o baile, de vez em quando.
מה אתה עושה בחיים?
Eu tô trabalhando aqui qual o nome? Depósito.
אי פעם חשבת לעשות משהו אחר בחיים, לצאת מהפאבלה?
Eu já pensei em ir lá pra Londres, pra poder curtir lá. Lá é bom que falaram, lá pra Londres. É, eu ia, né? Mas eu gosto daqui, por causa que eu sou criado aqui. Eu conheço tudo aqui, eu ando de moto.
אי פעם יצאת מהפאבלה למקום אחר?
É, eu tenho, né? Tipo, andar pra outro lugar aí que eu não conheço, mas eu tenho que conhecer mais. Tipo, não entrar dentro de outro lugar que não conheça, dentro de outras favelas. Lugares que tem outras favelas que é de outro comando. É só isso mesmo.
אי פעם נתקלת באיזה קרב בין כנופיות או קרב של כנופיה עם המשטרה?
Eu pensei, mano, mas aqui é muito ruim o clima. É gente morta no chão, mães chorando por aí pelo mundo. É desesperado, mano. Esses negócios assim que acontece aqui. Bala voando, helicóptero voando no céu, mano. É muita coisa que acontece aqui, mano.
אתה יכול לספר לנו על מקרה אחד?
O que me deixa assustado é quando o Balpim entra dentro da favela, né? Ele faz covardia com os outros, ele bate nos outros, sem os outros fazer nada. Os outros não podem olhar, ele já quer bater neurose. Fala, tá olhando o quê? Dentro de casa, né? Aí ele ficava falando vários bagulho lá, falando que o meu tio roubava, isso e aquilo.
What are we seeing right now?
I just wanted to show you guys that here in Rocinha, because we are at a place very high, sometimes you go down the streets, you're just thinking about something, and then out of nothing you get this view behind one wall.
Amazing view. Oh, let's talk about the rules of the favela.
A few rules that come to my mind. And the first rule is, no, not the first rule, but some rules in general. For example, for the motorbike, there are some places where you can't leave your motorbike parked, you know. Here at the side of the road, it's okay, but normally it has to be inside this yellow stripe, you know. If you park your motorcycle, it's not possible that you leave your bike outside of this yellow line. Why is that? Because when there's like much traffic happening, they can't get around the corners. Look, he has parked it in the right way because it's inside the yellow line. But when there's a curve coming, like this one, and there's like a van coming or like a bus, then they won't get able past that. One other rule with the motorbike, you can't go on one wheel. You're not allowed to do a wheelie, you know what I mean? To raise your wheel, you know. And other rules in the favela, for example, it's not allowed to piss in the it's not allowed to piss in the street. If you do this, you get a fine. For everything if you break the rules, depending on what the rule is, you get a fine or you get a punishment. So there are some fines like money. And what happens here? For example, you do a wheelie and then you have to pay sexta base. What is sexta base? Sexta base is one kit or one package of food with rice, with oil, with potato, with meat. So the fine that you are paying is like one food package for one poor family inside the favela. So they use that to improve the community, because when you have to pay that fine, at least it benefits the community. One other rule. We are recording a documentary right now, but we always have to respect the right of the people living here. So there are some places and some people we can't film, you know, because it's the right for privacy, and some people don't want to be filmed. Some people here can't be filmed because they are gangsters. They are wanted by the police. And there's one rule about this favela. If you film the boss here, if you take a video of the boss, you will get killed.
Instantly,
because there was 1 or 2 years ago, there was a few videos from the chef when he was at the Baile Funk. And these guys that recorded the videos, they got killed, you know what I mean? So, and of course, there are like the obvious rules in the favela. You can't beat anyone, you can't steal, you can't break into houses, you know. And if you break one of the rules that is like more heavy, the rules that are like are waiting more, then you have to go into some place. It's called baraka, you know. It's like one hole in the ground, and there you have to stay for some time until the punishment is done.
אני נמצא בתוך בית של אחד האנשים שמגדל את הדבר הזה. תקשיבו, זה מטורף. אחד הבתים הכי גדולים שבהם מגדלים צמחייה כזאת ובעצם נותנים אותה לסוחרים. יש כאן בן אדם שהוא גם מגדל צמחייה, ויש פה בעצם חדר שבעצם הם עשו לו פה. קצת חשוך, אבל הלחם יש פה גם, אתם רואים, גם פה בפנים יש הרבה צמחייה, ויש פה גם, אתם רואים, הוא עושה לעצמו פה מזרון. יש אחד שיניים, ממש בן אדם גר פה, ובעצם שניהם ביחד. הוא בעצם פה בשביל להשקות את הצמחים, להשקות את כל מה שנמצא למטה, גם את שלו וגם את כל מה שנמצא למטה. אם אני עכשיו אראה איפה הבית הזה נמצא, אז המשטרה בעצם תוכל לזהות איפה אני נמצא, אז ככה הם יוכלו לבוא לפה ולשתו להם פה על הבית. אז כן, אני לא יכול לציין יותר מטר בחוץ, אבל כן, תקשיבו, זה פה בעצם נמצא אחד האנשים שהוא הכי כאילו ידוע בכל הקטע של הגידול סמים. הוא בעצם פה עובד גם עם המאפיה, יש לו, מקבלים כאילו, המאפיה כאילו לוקחים אחוזים ממנו, והוא לוקח אחוזים מהסוחרים עצמם, ובעצם כולם בעצם בסוף מרוויחים מזה. גם בסופו של דבר המשטרה סוג שמרוויחה מזה, כי בעצם המשטרה בריו דה ז'נרו היא יותר מושחתת. זאת אומרת שהמשטרה יודעת על כל הדברים האלה, אבל הרוב הם עושים עסקאות, כאילו מבפנים, שוטרים מושחתים וכאלה עושים עסקאות מבפנים עם הסוחרי סמים, שהם בעצם נותנים להם גם הם אחוזים מכל העסקאות, ואז ככה הם בעצם יכולים גם להרוויח כסף, וגם כאילו החברים בקופניה יכולים לא להתאפס. Okay, so where we are now?
Here is like the biggest football pitch in Rocinha, with also a beautiful view of the whole favela you can see. And on this football pitch downstairs, there's always happening like league games of the local league, because in Rocinha we have our own liga of football, because Rocinha is divided in like various parts. So at the end of the day, each part of Rocinha has their own team of football. I think there's 18 clubs in total, and each club they are playing in like a league system. So, and these games are happening here and in all of the other pitches around Rocinha. Yeah, this one is where we at. It's like a so-called laje. There are many lajes here in Rocinha where you get the beautiful view of all of Rocinha. And because of the view, this is a famous place, you know, because when you have a look upside the hill, it has like a very strong impression, you know what I mean? And in the night it's even better with all the lights of Rocinha. And this football place also gets used by the local school, by some social projects to get the kids to play football and now to be in the streets.
Also, why they don't put like safety stuff right here?
Because actually this is very new. Like 1 week ago they didn't have this. So
Really, it's new.
yeah, before 1 week it was just until here, and since 1 or 2 weeks they constructed everything here and they will put some safety measurements. But like we already saw in the favela, the safety measurements are one thing that are not always 100%.
Okay, so now we got down, and what are we doing here now?
This is basically the entrance of Rocinha. Here's like the market street, or how should the shopping street. Like you can see behind us, there are various places that sell everything. Here's like a store of
Flamengo, one of the famous clubs here.
It's new open. It's just open for a few days. You can eat in the restaurants, and at the weekend, this street also turns into a party street. You know, all the restaurants, they put table on the streets. Sometimes the baile is here, and the front they do a show with some singers. And every Wednesday and every Thursday, there's like a ferry, you know. There's like the people here even more have their own stands where they sell like homemade cake, homemade clothing, perfumes, jewelry. So here is like also also you can film to the side right now.
Like that's all the areas of the bars, everything.
Here in the alleyways, we also have many shops, barbers, shops for toys for kids. There are a lot of things. And here is also like the most wanted place if somebody wants to open a shop, then here is like the place where the people want to open a shop, because it's like the entrance, you know. All the tourists are also passing here when they're entering the favela. And for example, this restaurant, 2 restaurants behind me, they are open 24 hours. You can go there after the baile, 5 a.m. in the morning, and get some food.
Baile is like the parties here in the favela.
Baile funk is the party in the favela, where all the bandits go. Many beautiful girls, so if you're in Rio de Janeiro, check out the baile funk in the favela, and I think you won't be able to leave the favela again after these girls. Do you hear this voice talking? Do you hear this voice?
Yeah.
That's a job in the favela. There are guys who are working in the store with a microphone, and they're doing advertisement with the microphone. Oh, today this one is this stuff is reduced. Come and buy. So it's actually a job. It also exists in the supermarket. What I wanted to say is like the most sold product right here, without a doubt, is firstly these kits for the woman, these Brazil kits for the woman, and obviously here we have it again, the classic jersey of Brazil, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho. Everywhere you can find it in blue, yellow, green. Because actually this type of clothing, like the football clothes, the football jerseys, it's like a very common clothing here in the favela. You will see all the time Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Real Madrid.
Yeah, they dig football here a lot. They also dig a little bit basketball, not that much, but they do. But you see, most of it is like clubs from Brazil and like the national squad.
This is one rule for the people out there that come to Brazil, to Rio de Janeiro. If you put a jersey of Brazil, the people will know you're a tourist. So the guys from here, they never put on a jersey from Brazil. It's a local team or some different team. But at the end of the day, if you're a tourist and you put jersey of Brazil, they will know instantly.
Yeah, no Brazilian wear like the t-shirt of Brazil.
It's like this. And here,
It's like the most famous like station here.
yeah, it's like this is also a big difference. For example, Vidigal doesn't have a metro station. This is the only favela in Rio de Janeiro that has a
Vidigal is the favela next to Rocinha.
Yes,
And it's like the biggest one.
Yeah, the Vidigal is a little bit smaller, but Rocinha is the biggest favela in all of South America, and it's the only one here in Rio de Janeiro that has like their own metro station, so that the people get down at the beginning of Rocinha and then they take motor taxi and go to their home. Rocinha is a place where everybody is welcome, from every country, every race, what language you speak. It doesn't. Here it's not important. This is why I like this place, because here the people don't look what you have or who you are. It's just about the person that you are, the person that you have, that you are, the personality that you have. So people from all around the world come together here in this favela and live together peacefully. You know, of course there are some things that are not working perfectly 100%, but at the end of the day, you have to come here, you have to experience everything, and you have to decide for yourself. Do you like the favela of Rocinha or do you don't like it? But until today, I didn't meet one person, one client that didn't like this place. So come to Rocinha, get your own opinion, and that's it.
טוב, אנחנו פה יושבים עם לג'יט חבר כנופיה כאילו, שאנחנו שואל אותו כמה שאלות. איך הגעת לחיים האלה? הם הכריחו אותך, היית צריך לעבור התעללות בשביל להיות חלק מזה.
Na época que eu era mais novo, minha mãe perdeu meu pai, eu tinha uns 6, 7 anos de idade. Aí a gente passou uma dificuldade, a gente chepava no Ceasa, no lixão, como se fala. A gente catava latinha. Eu vendo minha mãe vendo aquilo tudo, tive uma oportunidade de trabalho, mas não consegui, que é por causa da nossa cor. Tem muitas pessoas que discriminam. Fui parando perto de uns amigos meus, que cheguei perto do, diz como é o dono, né? Conquistei a confiança dele, dei minha oportunidade de ser fogueteiro.
אילו פשעים ביצעת, והאם יש קורבנות שהרגת?
Já executar. Mas fala pra ele, só se for muito grave, só se for muito grave.
האם יש קורבנות שהרגת?
Perdi as contas, viado. É muito. Desde os 13 anos eu executo. Hoje em dia tenho 33, 36 anos.
מה המשפחה שלך חושבים על זה?
Chega pra ele, meu pai eu perdi. Minha mãe fica um pouco triste, né? Eles dependem de mim hoje em dia.
אתה זוכר את אחד הקורבנות בבירור יותר מאת שאר הקורבנות שלך?
Quando nossos amigos deixam na reta, aí nós temos que matar ele. Pior coisa, viado. Aí ele vai perguntar se é obrigado. É.
אתה יכול לספר על מקרה אחד שנקלעת אליו, שהיו בו יריות בין כמה חברי כנופיה?
Olha o que teve, nós estávamos procurando um tiro no dia das crianças. Do nada, operação meio-dia. É pra quem te quer. E na época eu não tinha esse poder todo, na época eu era fogueteiro, eu soltava fogos. Aí, filho, o cara disfarçado já estava atrás de mim me esperando, perdeu. Fiquei 5 anos preso, aí nunca mais esqueci na minha vida.
ירו בך פעם ונפגעת? ראית פעם את אחד חברי הכנופיה שלך נהרגים לך מול הפנים?
Na guerra, nós vimos assim, tomamos tudo. Aí na que amanheceu, os caras da boca fez a operação, ele correu pro lugar errado, bateu de frente com os canos, nós vimos tudinho, morreu. E tem na favela também, quando eles têm a operação, quando nós vai abrir a boca de novo, eles estão todos escondidos na casa.
היה רגע שחשבת לעזוב את החיים האלה?
Como que eu te falei, sou MC. Uma música minha estourar em nome do Senhor Jesus, tô lá. Salvando tudo, que existe minha mãe orgulhosa, meu irmão. Só falta um empurrãozinho, fala. Só falta só um empurrãozinho. Chego lá. Fala, só falta um empurrãozinho pra me chegar lá, eu tenho um empresário. Ele não tem, senão eu cantava pra ele.
יש משהו שאתה מתחרט עליו שעשית?
Fazia o que eu faço hoje. Fala não pra ele que eu corto.
יש פרצוף אחד של קורבן שאתה עדיין חולם עליו?
Os 4 que entrou aqui, os alemão. Teve operação lá na área deles, eles veio pra cá e entrou errado. E o único que ficou na história mesmo que eu matei um professor, que era estuprador. E todo mundo conhecia ele, era querido.
מה אתה צופה שיקרה בעתיד שלך?
Um dia sair dessa, na fé de Deus, que nunca isso aqui é para sempre. Se um dia for para sempre é caixão, ou preso, ou ficar aleijado. Meu maior sonho é dar o dia melhor pros meus filhos e morrer feliz, cara. Ele vendo eles felizes, tô feliz. Isso que importa. Hoje em dia, sofri tanto. Hoje em dia, se eu sair, acho que eu morro. Tenho muito inimigo, cara.
Muito obrigado. Muito obrigado.